welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you have been here before. I really hope you're going to enjoy this video, and I hope you're having a lovely day. So, in this video, I'll be talking you through the books that I have annotated the most. So, as you can see, there are quite some tabs on here. Can you see that? Can you see that? Whoa. Yeah, so I do love annotating. I do not do it very often, but I do it sometimes. And I just love, like, when I do it like really excessive. So these are my most annotated books, the books that I put the most sticky tabs in, the books where I underlined the most sentences, and the books that I wrote the most in, basically. So I hope you're gonna enjoy, and let's just get into it. I do want to mention there's no specific system that I use. So if any of you is like, oh, can you do a video on how you annotate? Just go with how you feel like annotating. Just put some sticky tabs in there, just underline some sentences. I just underline some things that I'm like, I could read that back someday, or I would like to reread this sentence someday, and you know, those kind of things. Or you're just like, wow, this is just a very beautiful sentence. I maybe do not want to read it again, but I still want to put a tab on it. That's usually what I do. So, also these tabs, most of them do not have any specific meaning. Like these, no specific meaning. These, no specific meaning, no specific meaning. Maybe a little bit of meaning, no meaning. And these do have some meaning, but not like a lot of meaning. I hope that made sense, but I do not use like a huge system. Blue tabs mean sad, green tabs mean I don't know where to put them anywhere else. Yellow means funny, pink means love, cute, see scenes, and orange means angry or frustrated. So that's my tabbing system, basically. That's all I do. But I do not do that always. Sometimes I just put the tabs in where I feel like them going, you know? Like this color, oh wow, let's just put it there, you know? If you still want a separate video on it, just ask me. I feel like that was enough information, but if you want, just ask me. And now we can actually get into the books. So the first book is a series. Books are a series, wow. It's Curse of the Wolf King and Heart of the Raven Prince by Tanya Odette. So Curse of the Wolf King is the one that I annotated a little less than Heart of the Raven Prince. So these are my annotations on Curse of the Wolf King. They're very pretty. Like, these do have meaning, as I said, if you remembered. And this one is like a little bit more annotated, as you can see, because there were just some more things that I felt like annotating. I also wrote so much in this book. Like, look at that. There are so many scenes where I was like, wow, this is so funny. He's so charismatic. She's so amazing. And I was like, I gotta annotate this. And by Curse of the Wolf King, there were some very, very funny scenes, especially one specifically. I was like laughing out loud. My stepmom was like, Sarah, what the fuck are you doing? Are you reading smut again? And I was like, I'm not reading smut. I'm just reading a funny scene in a book. So I would definitely recommend these. Also, the covers are very pretty. I still need to read Kiss of the Selkie. I still need to buy Kiss of the Selkie. I'm just very excited to see this series. The next one is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. This is also one that I annotated, but I did not have a system when I annotated this. I still do not have a system on how I annotate. I was just like, wow, I want to reread this book maybe once again. So let's annotate it. Thinking further into it, I do not want to read it again. I do not want to read any of these scenes again, because this was not the amazing book that I originally thought it was. Because there were some flaws in this where I was like, cannot accept that. But I accepted it at the moment. And then later I was thinking into it and I was like, nah, never mind. But I did annotate this. First off, I got it from the library, but obviously you cannot annotate library books. So I read the first 70 pages and I was like, I want to annotate this. Let's just buy it. So I did and annotated it. Maybe I want to read this again someday to just like review my thoughts on it, and just see what I think about it when I read it again. And then we have Shatter Me by Terry Maffey. Okay, so look at that. I did not annotate this whole series, but I did annotate like the first 3 books of the series, I think. And I also annotated the novella, Find Me. That was 2 novellas in one, by the way. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the story, okay? Because I think everyone should read this book at least once. Like, the writing style could be not for you, honestly. Like, the writing style could be a lot of people are feeling very controversial about it, I guess. But this is about a girl. She's locked in an asylum. She's been there for 264 days. Yes, 264 days. Because she has powers that can kill. Her powers are lethal. This is a dystopian novel. And eventually the reestablishment, which is basically the government, take her out of the asylum and wants to use her as a weapon against humanity, basically. Against their enemies. So, that is basically the premise of the story. I read this 5 times, I think. 5th time wasn't as amazing, wasn't as spectacular as the first time, obviously, but it was still good, and I would still really want to reread it again. Like, I am gonna make a video of rereading this whole series again, and I think I'm gonna start it today. Like, I'm so excited. I want to reread this book again. I just need to do it. And now we have one that I finished this week. I think I finished it Friday, actually. It's now Sunday. So it's Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. Sarah is actually my name too, except for the H. Hey, H, yes. This is my name. Except for the Adams, of course. This is my name. So Practice Makes Perfect. I annotate this, obviously. Like I was saying, I annotated this. I was like, I'm gonna annotate a book, and this is the one I'm gonna annotate because I think a romance could have some very cute scenes that I want to reread someday again. And this was a good start at annotating romance because I have a romance that I also annotated, but I do not annotate romance a lot. I do annotate, but not usually romance because I think romances are very neutral, not a lot of hills, like not a lot of wee, not a roller coaster. But it was fun, and I enjoyed annotating it. There were actually a lot of things that I could annotate that I did annotate. This was about a florist and a bodyguard. And the bodyguard is the bodyguard of the fiancés of this florist's brother. I hope that made sense. This was just a fun book, a light-hearted read, and it was a little bit about self-discovery, I think, but not too much. So it was like very mildly putting it, and I enjoyed it. Fun facts about me: when I start annotating a book, I cannot stop annotating a book. So that was the case with Things We Never Got Over To by Lucy Score. These are my annotations. I did annotate it, but not like as much as I did these other books. So this book is about Knox and Noemi, and I hated Knox. Yeah, I just disliked him so much. There's a fine line between being a grumpy guy and being a asshole guy, and he was an asshole. And I think authors that can make a good grumpy character are very accomplished, but actually, this author just didn't succeed. And some people will like that, like a little bit of asshole kind of, but I did not. Like, just a sprinkle of asshole in there? No. He was just being disrespectful at some parts. I was like, nah. It's a small town romance. I did like that about this. And I did enjoy the 2nd book in the series way more. And I think I will enjoy the 3rd book in the series a lot more than I did this one too. But we'll see. And then the last book is my favorite book of all time. And there are a lot of things wrong with this book. I can definitely see that, but it doesn't take away that this is my favorite book of all time. It's The Shadows Between Us by Tricia Levensetter. So these characters were both a little bit questionable. Let me put it mildly. Let me put it lightly. I'm gonna tell you about the story, okay? So it's about a woman, a girl, and she's like, I'm done being the second choice. I'm done being the second daughter. Let me just take matters into my own hands. I'm gonna marry the king. First off, I'm gonna woo him, seduce him, make him fall in love with me. After that, I'm gonna marry him. After we're married, I'm gonna kill him and take his kingdom for myself. Whoa, badass move, right? But yeah, in real life, that would be like a huge red flag, to be honest. And that is why this book is questionable, but it's fiction for a reason, you know. And the king I cannot pronounce his name, so I will just not say his name. It starts with a K. It's like Kalias or Kulias or something like that. But the king also made questionable decisions. Like, I was like, no. But it's like amazing book. I read it 8 times, and I annotated it when I read it for the 5th time, and the 6th time, and the 7th time. And then the 8th time that I read it, I was like, I'm just gonna enjoy the experience again. So there are, I think this is my most annotated book of all time, honestly. Because on every page, I think there's at least some kind of annotation. Like, I wrote here. I wrote here. I'm just flipping through the pages here, right? I wrote here. Was it a year? Yeah, a year. I just really enjoyed this book. It's my favorite book of all time. Like, so those were the books. I think this video did end up being a decent length video. So I'm gonna take back that comment about saying this was gonna be a short video, because it's not. I really enjoyed making this video. I honestly really did. And I hope you enjoyed watching it too. So I hope I'm gonna see you later in my other videos. If you do watch my other videos, if you do enjoy my other videos, if you enjoyed this video, do not hesitate to subscribe to my channel, Do not hesitate to give this video a like. Do not hesitate to comment something down below. And that is all I have to say. So goodbye and see ya later. So bye-bye.